Hey, everybody, it's Jade. Thanks so much for swinging on through. I appreciate it, whether you're watching now, later, whenever, and hopefully not never. Before I get going, I am just wanting to wish my mom a very happy birthday. It is her birthday as I am doing this live stream on August 31st. So happy birthday, Mom. Love you. I'm not sure if she's watching now. Hopefully she catches that at some point. But hopefully, everybody, you are doing fabulous, whether you're watching now, like I said, or later. I'm going to talk a little Minnesota Vikings today, Skol Sunday, and then you know how it goes over here. And if you don't know how it goes over here, I tend to veer off and tend to talk about all sorts of things, all right? Whether it's sports, astrology, main things, and then, veer off into the paranormal, the pop culture avenue, all sorts of things. As far as the Minnesota Vikings go, they have a new former player, a couple other things, former Minnesota Vikings quarterback talking about the current Minnesota Vikings quarterback, some Kevin O'Connell, maybe critiques I'm going to talk about. We got a full moon coming up next week, which kind of aligns with the start of the NFL and the Minnesota Vikings' very first regular season game. A couple of people got engaged, I guess, so might chat about that. And then, whatever else kind of pops in. So I really appreciate everybody stopping by again, whether you're watching now or whenever. You know. Hi, Angel. How are you doing? Good to see you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will tell her. She'll be happy about that. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hope everything in Oregon is going great. Yeah. So good to see you. Always nice to see you. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Hope you are enjoying the last non-football Sunday for the year. I know. Yes, you too. Let's enjoy it. So cheers, everybody. Before pretty much everything gets taken over by the NFL. I mean, not really, right? If you choose to go into the NFL waters, all right. But I mean, damn, the NFL just really makes it hard to not notice them, right? They're trying for this like global domination now. So, and just the melding of the NFL and pop culture. I mean, it started there and like setting the stage for, all sorts of things. So, but yeah. And I did, when I had the TV on yesterday, because I only get like 6 channels with my antenna. But anyway, I did happen to see some college football on, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch it. Because again, most of you know this, that I just don't watch college sports. I never got into it. Don't know why. I just never have. But yeah, so I turned the channel and I was watching the Three Stooges instead. So, yeah. Priorities there. But anyway, always good to see everybody. So, all right, what do we want to start with first here? All right, I got a few things pulled up. But all right, people. He's back. I mean, I am not shocked. On my last stream, I was like, of course he's coming back. He's going to be coming back here. Adam Thielen's back. Okay, it's happening. It already happened. He's back. Are Minnesota Vikings fans shocked? No, not at all. Yeah, last time I was like, of course they're going to bring him back. Of course. There was too much smoke there, okay? And I mean, it's very, the Midwestern people love this, right? The bringing back a former, let's bring back the hometown boy, blah, blah, blah. All right, they love it. So Adam Thielen is now in purple again, okay? Yeah, so I haven't read a lot of like details about, his contract, all that good stuff. But and this is making me mad. I want it to like share better side, but all right, we'll go with that for now. So, just pulling it up here. And I was thinking about this, well, we'll get into that in a second. So I did see this from the New York Post. I mean, obviously all the little headlines here, top stories. Okay, I'm trying to make this so it's not as frickin'. Okay, this is really irritating me right now. But I don't have to let it. I'm going to just stop sharing for a second and then set that up better. Yeah, okay, I am going to talk about that too. Carson Wentz. Okay, and JJ was here. JJ Vikings was here in the last stream. Angel, I don't know if you were here, but he was like, I have that pulled up here. We could go to that. So we have a nickname for Carson Wentz now, thanks to JJ Vikings, because JJ was like, I cannot tell the difference between Prince Harry and Carson Wentz, right? So it's going to be Prince Carson, all right? Like that's going to be the nickname that we're rolling with here, okay? So yeah, I absolutely love it. As far as like Carson Wentz goes, I'm fine with it. You know, I'm totally fine with it. Hi Jack. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Happy to have you. Very good. Yeah, so Prince Carson, all right. Now, yeah, take a fine look at Prince Harry here. Again, this is from JJ. He gets credit for this, okay? But I'm like, JJ, that's the perfect name because I need nicknames for everybody over here, for all the Vikings players. That's just how we do, right? So now if you look at Carson Wentz, I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, right? Obviously they look different, but I mean, yeah, they look pretty similar. So, all right, we're going to go with Prince Carson. Again, I think it's fine. I mean, at least the Vikings now have a quarterback on their roster that has, you know, played in an NFL game. So that's good. And here's the thing again. Okay, I feel like the criteria at this point for coming on the Minnesota Vikings is like, you have to be like a legit KOC clone. Okay, you have to be like a dad quarterback. Okay, like Family Guy, fit the culture. Okay. And I learned last stream, I did look this up. Carson Wentz has 3 daughters, so married with 3 daughters. So yeah, I'm sure he's very busy. But you know, he played for NDSU. He played for the Bison, right? Like again, just like Adam Thielen. Okay, I guess the criteria is you got to be from the Midwest and you got to be a dad. Hey, come on, the Vikings. We will take you. I'm okay with it. You know, I am okay with it. Like I said before, like as long like at least we have somebody on the Vikings roster here that has legit started a game. Okay, so good, Carson. And you know, I think we were talking about this last stream. I think this is like his 6th team in 6 years, something crazy like that. He started off so good, and then he had a knee injury. And this is something I was thinking about before too. I think he had, how old is he here? I want to look it up because he's a Capricorn. And it's interesting that he, you know, started off so great and then had the knee injury, like really F that up. And in like medical astrology or like parts of the body, Capricorn rules the knees. So he's Capricorn. And I think he had that injury close to his Saturn return. His first Saturn return again happens about age 27. Approximately 32, 33. He's 32 right now. So he's just finishing up his first Saturn return. So yeah, that's very important. And I think the knee injury, again, and Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn. He had that knee injury, then, you know, holding him back. It's like, that's just a really good example of like Saturn coming in there. Knee on this trajectory of like going upward, Carson Wentz being Capricorn, mountain goat, trying to climb. And then, nope, Saturn return starts. Saturn can bring delays, blockages. Capricorn, Saturn rules the knees, had a knee injury, went down. Now at the end of his Saturn return, he is now kind of like, I don't know if it's like a fresh start, but it kind of is in a sense. But it's interesting because he's coming back home now, coming to a place, you know, Midwest that he came from. Granted, he hasn't played for the Vikings before, but, you know, has an opportunity now being a backup quarterback behind basically a rookie, okay, that has never played an NFL game before. So, I mean, who knows? He might get the chance to step into the spotlight again. So just in, you know, terms of astrology there, just with Carson Wentz, it's kind of like coming full circle, but astrology will be astrology like it does, if we would notice it or not. So anyway, yeah, JJ called that for sure. So we're going to go with it. Yeah, it's Prince Carson. All right, Prince Carson over here. But yeah, I'm cool with it. Yeah. So, got some talent there. Again, bogged down by an injury. Seems like, again, he'll fit the culture, that Kevin O'Connell, aka Dad, is trying to do here. But again, it's just like between Carson Wentz and Adam Thielen, I'm like, okay, KOC and John John, okay, the little cherub, angel baby there, that's going to be leading the way for the Vikings here. It's like they're all KOC clones. It's like he just tried to clone himself. All right, you're in. We got you. It's like, Kevin, we know that you want to get back there and you would rather just be the quarterback yourself, but that's not how it's going to work. Okay. I mean, that's a stretch, but just saying. But Archangel, good to see you. Yeah. Let's see. Ryan, what do you got? I think bringing Carson in was smart considering they essentially have 2 rookie quarterbacks. Exactly. Yep, I agree. He can help them. Right. Hopefully he doesn't see the field. If he does for an extensive time, the season is up. Yeah, I did hear that take. Somewhere else too. Somebody did mention that. Not saying that that's not original from you, Ryan, or anything like that, but the fact that, like, and you could say that for any NFL team, really, like, if your backup quarterback is playing the majority of your season for you, something went wrong. Okay. But remember Case Keenum, you guys? Remember that when he stepped it up and was the best backup quarterback, the best person at his position, and led the team to a 13-3 season, 1 game away from the big game, and only a part of the best Minnesota Vikings play of all time. You guys remember that? Yeah. So it can happen. Just saying. Okay. But now let's keep going with the quarterbacks here, people. I got more to share because another quarterback whom I adore. I did. Hi, William. Good to see you. We were just talking Capricorns. Okay. We were just talking Capricorns. Then one shows up. William, I was just talking about how Carson Wentz is a Capricorn and just everything with like his knee injury and just the age that started. Capricorn rules the knees. Carson Wentz, again, is a Capricorn, and he's finishing up his first Saturn return now. So I was talking about that just a couple minutes ago. But William's Capricorn too. Capricorn's up in here. But again, everybody, we have everything within us. We have every zodiac sign within us, okay, in our birth chart. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to share this little snippet here that I found. None other than Vikings legend Dante Culpepper, all right, sends a clear message about JJ McCarthy. This is one of those, because my computer will open to MSN, right? So it'll just like feed you all these like random like stories that are usually really sad and depressing. But of course, the algorithm is catching on to what I like. So Dante Culpepper article snagged my eye here. So basically, it's kind of scrolling down in the article here. Just to recap it so we don't have to read the entire thing. Dante Culpepper, all right, whom I enjoyed. One of my favorite quarterbacks for the Minnesota Vikings. Another one that, didn't he have a knee issue too? I should look up his astrology at some point and see. But yeah, I like Dante Culpepper. I mean, many memories as a kid watching Dante Culpepper throw to Randy Moss, Chris Carter, doing the role. We love it, okay? So basically, he is supporting JJ, old John Boy, okay? He thinks he's got a lot of talent. He thinks, he's got good accuracy is basically what Dante Culpepper was saying here. And Dante mentioned that he noticed that he's got the it factor, okay, as a leader, which also leads me into another one of my notes here that old John John, he is a Vikings captain. So I believe he is the youngest NFL captain, all right, that has ever existed up until this point. So, I mean, if the Vikings weren't all in before, they're all in, right? So fingers crossed that everything works, okay? And I would really like JJ McCarthy's birth time information so I could do his birth chart, because he was literally born on the day that the sun changed from Capricorn to Aquarius. So I would really like to know if anybody out there, okay, has that information, can kind of pass it along to me, his birth time, accurate birth time. Okay, I would love that, because I can look up the rest of his stuff, but Yeah, and the sun sign is such a crucial part. The sun, what zodiac sign your sun is in, or when you were born, where the sun was, it's very, very potent and important. So I have a feeling that JJ McCarthy is a sun in Aquarius, but if he was born between like midnight, 6 a.m. On January, I think it's 22nd, and he was 2000 whatever in the early 2000s. So I would like to know that. So if anybody has that information and you can make it possible to me, please send it along. I would really like to look. Just as an astrologer, just for my own learning. That's all. Yes, Case was good, but he started to show cracks halfway through the Miracle game. I mean, that's so much pressure though, Ryan, right? That's so much pressure. But in the end, what did he do? He connected, made it happen. All that matters. I'm not going to get over it. But yes, I understand. But if you think about it, he did exactly what he was supposed to do in his position with the team. Backup quarterback. You don't expect, right, as a backup quarterback, you don't expect to have to play. Old Sam Bradford went down, okay? What did Case do? He stepped it up. He was the ultimate backup quarterback. He was what everybody should want in a backup quarterback, okay? So he just like lived up to his role and exceeded, in my opinion. So anyway, but yeah. Yes, he was good. But I mean, the cracks will happen. Hi, Martin, 22. I like that. Martin Perez. I'm doing good. Thanks. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. You're welcome anytime. But I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Archangel Jade, are you going to be on Monday night for next week for the game? Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. Yep. Probably start streaming at like 6:30 maybe, because I'm going to do the chart reading. I'll do the astrology chart read and the prediction before the game. And then, yes, that is the plan, to be on. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Should be a good one. And, yeah, we do have, speaking of, too, next week, we do have a full moon coming up, people. All right? They're always right around the corner, aren't they? It's known as I think it's the blood moon and the corn moon. All right? This is going to be September 7th, which obviously is not the 8th of September, but the 7th of September. All right? Endings. But yeah, the corn moon, also the name for it. It will reach its peak illumination at 2:09 Eastern time. All right. It is also referred to this. Oh, yeah, it's a total lunar eclipse, too. So it's a blood moon. So these are very powerful. The lunar eclipses are very powerful. The eclipses happen when the full moon or the new moon happen near the moon's nodes, the north or south node, which are the nodes of the moon, the dragon head and the dragon tail. So yeah. Anyway, happy full moon. So that'll be very exciting here. All right. And I think it's going to be, let's see, the full moon is going to be in Pisces. And I think it's going to be in mid degrees of Pisces. But yeah, the lunar eclipse full moon next weekend will be happening in Pisces. So that's when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And we are in Virgo season right now. So the sun is in the sign of Virgo. So yeah. And I like the old, I think it's these names, like the corn moon. I think they originate from Native American lore with, the corn moon. And then there's like what's the one in December? I'm just like, I think there's like a pink moon. There's the sturgeon moon. I think the sturgeon moon we just had. But yeah, and that's when too, you can go out at nighttime and like the fish will really be biting there during the sturgeon moon. So where at nighttime, the moon will illuminate, right? And then the fish will be jumping all around. They'll be very, very active. So if anyone is an angler out there, want to be fishing during the sturgeon moon. Yes, right. Yep. The moon does rule the sign of Cancer. Yes, it does. The sun rules the sign of Leo, and the moon rules the sign of Cancer. And Cancer comes first, and then Leo season comes after that, too. So if you think about it, the moon at nighttime, and then the sun rises after that. And so if, wherever you have Cancer and Leo in your chart, it's very powerful because the luminaries rule those two things. And that's why, oftentimes Leos, people that have a lot of Leo energy in their chart, if they have the sun in Leo, that is very powerful because the sun rules Leo. Leo is very flashy. It can be a very flamboyant, entertaining sign, flair for the dramatics, a lot of attention, on Leos. And oftentimes Leos can be shy too, but they like to shine, shine the path for others. They really like to do that. And then Cancer placements being ruled by the moon, we're all affected by the moon, and she travels around so quickly, and depending on like crescent moon, waxing moon, waning moon. But for people that have heavy Cancer energy, if they have a moon in Cancer, that is like very, very powerful. And then those people can be even more heavily affected by the moon and the cycles of the moon. But people that have Cancer energy too are very intuitive, very nurturing. So my grandma, one of my grandmas, she actually just passed away a week ago. But she was a Cancer, and she was like the most loving person and like nurturing. Like her family and her kids were like her life. I wish I would have talked to her maybe more about like the intuitive side of it all, but she's more like, she's Norwegian, kind of Midwestern. So, they didn't really talk about like feelings all that much and stuff like that. But you never know. But just, she was a really good example of a Cancer energy. Somebody that had, because again, all about her family, like always. And like mom of like 8 kids, had a couple that didn't survive. Her kids, family, life. So anyway, that's a really good example of Cancer energy. Ryan, no, I didn't make it to the state fair. Wish I would have, but we have been so busy in the past 3 weeks. Well, yeah, and like, okay, here's the thing about the state fair, people. I have born and raised in Minnesota, okay, I've never been to the state fair. Okay, I have never wanted to go to the state fair. I've been like, I don't need to go. My friends used to try to convince me year after year, like, okay, you're going to the fair this year. And I'm like, no, I don't need to go. Like, I would not enjoy it. That's why I don't want to go. And I went to the Renaissance Festival as a kid, and then I ended up working at the Renaissance Festival. So I was, doing Renaissance Festival stuff. Yes, I know what happens during the week, but no offense to anybody that does enjoy the fair. But this year, I was like, fine, maybe, because one of my friends was like, okay, are you going to go to the state fair this year? And I was like, maybe, okay? I said, maybe. I go, fine, maybe. If there's a bunch of like vegan food out there, I will go out there with you and pig out, okay? So I started making a list of state fair vegan food. And, my list is over here. What do I have on there so far? Blueberry lemonade. Oh, it's basil blueberry lemonade. That's not enough to get me out there, okay? It's just not. There's some other vegan stuff out there, like the Herbivorous Butchers out there, and they're all vegan. They're like a vegan butcher shop in Minneapolis. They're amazing. I've had their stuff a lot. But here's the thing. I can get it anytime. That's not like particular to the state fair. But I was maybe going to go yesterday, but then it didn't pan out. So no, long ass winded answer to your question, Ryan. No, I didn't make it. But, and the thing is too, I was thinking about my little list here because I could hypothetically maybe go tomorrow. There's one more day, I think, right? And if I would go out there, I probably actually would live stream out there. I would do that, but I got to make it out there. That's the thing. So, the other thing, they have the pickle, like a pickle beer. Like I would try that. I love pickles. But here's the thing. I'm trying to think of like things that are like special and significant, like to the state fair that I could only get there that are vegan. And again, the basil blueberry lemonade, I heard it's amazing. I'm sure it's beyond refreshing. Okay. And I love lemonade. I love it. That's why it's on my list, but that's not enough. So I don't know. We'll see. French fries. Okay. Yeah. I love a good French fry. Don't get me wrong. But again, I can get that somewhere else. I could make French fries if I wanted to. And you guys, too, I looked up the list of vegan stuff out there. I did. Okay, I did. And I couldn't really I couldn't really find much. Minnesota Vikings, Adam Thielen opens up about return to Minnesota. Okay, let's go back to that for a second. Let's open that up. Let's see here. And the thing with Adam Thielen, too. All right. You've never been to the Ren Fest. When we lived in Blaine, we would go to the state fair to see friends or a family. They work on one of the booths. That's cool. Right on. Yeah. And it's a lot of work, too. Like, I never worked a booth, like, at the Renaissance Festival. I did, like, stage stuff, like, entertainment out there, like, comedy. It was the best job I ever had, just getting paid to do comedy and kind of just giving people shit at the Renaissance Festival. It was very fun. But people that work in the booths, Renaissance Festival, and I imagine that the same with the state fair, like, you're hot, you're cramped up in there, the line is long as hell. Like, they gotta work really, really hard. Like, really hard out there, the booth people. Mm-hmm. Have I ever been to the Renaissance Festival? Yes. I used to work at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Yes. I've been to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival many times as a patron, and then I worked out there for like 6 years or 6 seasons. And then I have also been to, as a patron, I have been to the Arizona Renaissance Festival, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed both as a patron. It was very, very fun. And I really enjoyed working at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. It was very fun. Like I said, I got paid to like make fun of people and do comedy. It was great. So yeah, it was fun. This mug right here is from the Renaissance Festival. It's a leather mug. It has my initials on the back of it. And I used to do this insult comedy show called Vilification Tennis. And they still do it out there. But yeah, that's when I was in, it's like insult comedy. So I was in my stage partner, his stage name is Fitz the Toad. So we were partners. So you basically threw insults at another team of 2. So it was Vilification Tennis. It was very fun. So me and Fitz would throw, we'd throw insults like, your mom is so whatever, you're so stupid. One of mine was, like if I said it to another woman, like on the other team, like, you're such a stupid B word. You're such a stupid bitch that not even Pavlov would have been able to train you. So stuff like that, and some stuff was not as like, that was a little, that was a little more like, and they do rounds. So there's 3 rounds or 3 matches. And then the last match is like the raunchier, of the matches. But yeah, it was very fun. And I have my own trading card too. I should try to dig that out. I don't know where that is. But yeah, I have my own trading card out there too. So that was very fun. Okay, I'm trying to think of some of my other jokes. Man, it's been a while. I could pull out my notebook. And then the rounds were like 10 minutes too. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad, but I would always like use it when like you were going back and forth, and then the points would be scored, right? Depending on like the audience reaction, and then the referee that we had who runs the troop. So we were going back and forth for a while. Well, okay, here's one that's not too bad. It was okay. This is one that I wrote. I'm trying to not mess it up. I'm trying to remember it here. Your mom. Okay, I think it went like this. Your mom is so fat that Elvis literally couldn't leave the building. It was something like that. I make myself laugh. Trying to think of like here's a dumb one. You're so stupid that when, God, what was it? You're so stupid. When Einstein asked you about relativity, you started talking about your cousins. Like, that's kind of like a G-rated one. Trying to think of other ones that I had. I haven't done it in so many years, so it's how quickly you forget. All right. Now I just want to think of all my other jokes. I'll think of them. I can think of a couple, but they're like when I was thinking, like, it was pretty bad. Like, again, I would use it. It was a your mom joke. And I would always use it at the end of a match, like when we've been going for a while, because I knew that I would get the point just because it was like an ending one. Like done. You can't come back from it. If you guys do want to hear it, let me know. I will share it. My dad's friend lives in Florida. They go to Milwaukee, Iowa before the Minnesota State Fair. They come to Plummer to see their family. They go to Iowa. Both their kids were homeschooled. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are homeschooling their kids. I have a cousin that homeschools all of her kids too. And Iowa, they have a pretty big fair there too, right? And I think what is it, Texas, I think? Oh, wow, for over 30 years? That's their thing then. Yeah, that's their thing, for sure. That's commitment. But yeah, that's always good, seeing family. Your mama's so fat, she said on my iPod and turned to an iPad. I think somebody had that joke. Somebody in that my troop had that joke. That's a good one. Yes, I think somebody had that. Gosh, let's see. Because I wrote all my own material. Like, I didn't like reuse material. Like, my partner, he would use like some really old material. Like, one of his that was not his original was like, it's not his. It's like a comedian's. Like, your mom's so fat, like, or something like, when the bears go hunt, it's like a bear hunt. When the bears go hunting, she hunts them for food. I don't know. I'm messing it up. But again, I did all my own original stuff. But yeah, if I had it like an idea or something, I would always write it down. And then it would maybe like come to fruition later. Or I'd be like, oh, that's kind of funny. Maybe I could turn that into a joke somehow. But yeah, there was like the food groups of the vilification tennis. It was like, you're so stupid, your mom's so fat, your D is so small, you're such a slut. Like, those were like the four kind of like groups that we kind of like to write material to focus on. But I mean, people threw all sorts of insults out there. Anyway, but yeah. All right, so this Adam Thielen thing, back to this really quick. Okay, and the thing with Adam Thielen is like, it wasn't him, but like his wife kind of like got pretty upset, and I don't know if she was like going back and forth with like people on Twitter, and I can't remember if she was like shit talking the Vikings or Minnesota as a state or both. But I do remember that there was some shit that went down there. And obviously Adam Thielen is his own person, right? But yeah, so I'm wondering, nothing will probably come from it. I believe his wife's Twitter account is now private. But yeah, I know she kind of like went off a little bit, or was kind of upset, at the end there. Again, I can't remember exactly if she was mad at like the Vikings or just kind of upset, like kind of politically speaking with like Minnesota as a state or whatever, but just kind of interesting now that, they're returning. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think they go to Texas. When my parents go to Spencer, Iowa, when they would drive, they could drive for distances. Don't think they will this year. Do they have like a, haha, that's so funny. Do they have a RV or like a Winnebago that they drive around in? Jade twice, that's funny. Yes. Okay, have you seen my Twitter account before? Because I have that as the background of my Twitter. That's really funny. Jade is dragon sperm. My old roommate was reading a book at the time, and she was like, "Look at this passage I just came to." And that was what it said or it was like a sentence is Jade is dried dragon sperm. So that's funny that you mentioned that. Because, yeah, I don't know if you've seen my Twitter account, but that is the background of my Twitter. So, Jade is dried dragon sperm. There it is. There it is, right there. That's so funny. Oh, thanks for stopping by. Hi, Ryan. Yes, good to see you too. I know. I was just talking about that. I know. Yes. I was saying last time that I knew that they were going to bring Adam Thielen back, right? Like, again, is that a surprise to anybody? No. Okay. But yes, I said that I was okay with it only because then I could bring back Adam Thielen shoe, aka Flag. He damn well better be wearing, there we go, yellow shoes this year. If he's not, I'm going to be pissed. Not really, but I am going to say that still. And I still do say it, even though he's not on the team anymore. But yeah, I wonder how that's going to go. There was some animosity there. Oh, and then too, my last stream, which was it a week ago? Yeah, the 24th. I was talking about Vikings signing Carson Wentz. Adam Thielen hadn't rejoined the squad yet, but that's when I was talking about it. I did do planetary pregame for the Lynx and the Fever. I had the Lynx winning by 1 to 7 points for my prediction the last stream, and the Lynx ended up winning by 13. That was a week ago. And then, with the Thielen thing, in my notes, Thielen, this is from the 27th, Thielen, officially back with the Vikings. No surprise at all. And I wrote, fits culture, a.k.a. Midwest dude, that's a dad. KOC clone, I swear. All right. But yeah, he's back, so, he's back. Are we okay with it? Whatever, we're fine with it. I was hearing too, because, when Adam Thielen was with the Vikings before, obviously, really good player, right? Really good player, really good talent. And again, it's a really cool story, right? That he went undrafted, he was able to make it in the league, and then, did some amazing things, amazing catches. But, when him and Karl Anthony Towns were playing for Minnesota, I mean, those two were really battling it out for who wanted to be the biggest crybaby in professional sports in Minnesota. I tell you what, because again, between Adam Thielen and Karl Anthony Towns, you could take your pick on any given day on who was the bigger crybaby. Okay. Because I swear, after every freaking Adam Thielen shoe out there or whatever, just throwing a fit, right? Or if you didn't get the ball enough, throwing a fit, kind of like a big old baby. So I hope he grew up a little bit. And it's too, yes, they need somebody. So hopefully, that keeps the bottle full for Adam Thielen, so we don't, and the nook in the mouth, okay? So we don't hear any crybabying again. And then with Karl Anthony Towns, seriously. But this goes for a lot of NBA players. But Karl Anthony Towns, my goodness me. Call for a foul, what? What? Dude, whoa, okay? Freaking crybaby ass. Anyway, Karl Anthony Towns is a really good player too. Don't get me wrong. But it's just dude, you guys, don't be such whiny, okay? Calls are going to happen. They're going to happen. It happens, okay? And right now, the referees are human, okay? And they're probably going to make a mistake here and there. So, whatever. Anyway, it was just not good. It's annoying. Yeah, they do. I think they leave it at one of their son's house who lives in Minneapolis. Okay, right on. Because, yeah, that would definitely make those long trips a little bit more bearable. If you're in an actual RV or something, you got a little bit of moving room there. JJ now has a great supporting cast around him. This is correct. He's got, the pieces are in place, you guys. They say that all the time. All the time, every year, pieces are in place. They're in place. Of course they are. Because the Wolves never want to try to do any sort of rebuilding or whatever. Because it's a business, right? It's a business. So yes. The problem with this team is ownership. Okay. We don't have to go into that just yet. because the season hasn't started yet. So we'll see. But as far as like, well, this is our year. This is our window. Literally, let's think about it here, you guys. They tinker, tailor, soldier, spy the narrative every single year to the same thing. Okay? This is our year. This is our year. This is our window. They just move some of the players around. Okay? Literally the same thing every year. Because we know that the Wilfs are not willing to do like the Detroit Lion method, for example, where you're like down and desolate. Okay, you're skin and bones there for a few years. They're not doing that. Okay? They want the money. They want the money. They want the money. They want the moolah. Okay? Anyway. So, fingers crossed. After week 4. Yeah, okay, right? Yes. Man, so much could happen in a few weeks, too. Yeah. Damn it. Seriously, if somebody can figure out, if somebody knows, like a 6 degree Kevin Bacon type of situation, if we can get JJ McCarthy's birth time, all I want to do is look and see what his sun sign is. Is it Capricorn or is it Aquarius? But regardless, I mean, just the astrology, just with JJ McCarthy's sun sign, and again, the sun sign is who we are at our core, okay? That, his sun sign is getting hit by like Pluto, transiting Pluto is right on his sun sign pretty much. And Pluto is retrograde. And Pluto is the planet of destruction, of death and rebirth here. And Pluto's retrograde right now. So it's moving, the opposite way that it moves, that it normally does. So this kind of does fit along the narrative here. All right. JJ McCarthy, kind of the death and rebirth last year, and literally the rebirth because he has never played a regular season NFL game. Not to mention that Uranus, the planet of surprises, the planet of upheaval, the co-ruler of Aquarius, has just moved in to Gemini. The early degrees, this is a slow transit. This is a little surprising, right? A little shocking, but it's been playing out over time. Both JJs were at the NBA Finals, sitting courtside at the Timberwolves game. They've been planting these seeds. And with Uranus and Gemini, that is a trine, which is the best line of communication that two planets can have, or that planets can have with one another. Uranus is supporting Pluto. Uranus is also supporting JJ McCarthy's sun sign. And this has been building, okay? This has been building up. All right, so it's exciting. And again, just astrologically, just looking at those things, it all lines up. But it's the slow build. It's not overnight things when you're looking at the outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. Not to mention that Neptune and Saturn are in the very early degrees of Aries, which is also supporting by sextile, which is good. Also supporting JJ McCarthy's sun sign, also supporting Pluto and Uranus. And Saturn will bring stability and will bring longevity. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius. So JJ McCarthy's sun sign is either Capricorn or Aquarius. So this definitely does have the potential. JJ McCarthy himself, again, just looking at his sun sign here, who he is at his core, either late degree Capricorn or early Aquarius, this does have the potential for longevity here. A lot of things have to kind of come in the mix. And we have to remember that Neptune is also supporting this, but Neptune can pull the veil over your eyes, okay? It can make things murky. It can glamorize things. So what have we been hearing about? They've been glamorizing, right? Oh, he's going to be great. Oh, he's the team captain. We got it, right? So is this legit for real? Or when Neptune and Saturn and Pluto, when they all go forward again, because they're all retrograde right now, are we then going to actually see the reality of the situation? I should actually look up when Neptune and Saturn and Pluto are going to go forward again. Because this could give us clues when we could start to see the real thing that's going on right now. Because I do think, again, we're just looking at John John here, old John boy McCarthy with the Vikings here. We're just looking at that. But I mean, it's you can just keep peeling the layers here, people. But I'm going to look that up because now I'm curious. I got to look that up. I was going to ask you if you made it to Moorhead a couple weeks ago. I did. I went and played pickleball. Yeah, because my mom is in town right now. Again, shout out. It's my mom's birthday today. My mom is in. She is obsessed with pickleball. So, yes, I did make it to Moorhead to meet and play pickleball with a couple of her friends. So it was a good time. Went to that like new facility there. Never been there before. I think that place used to be like grocery store or something. It's like quarts and pints or pints and quarts or something. Yeah, it's right by the interstate there. But I think it used to be, didn't it used to be like grocery store? Like I was born in Moorhead, but you guys, that was many, many moons ago. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, but you could probably, as many moons ago. And I don't make it up there really at all. So we had a friend who came to visit. We did stop at the pickleball court. Oh, it was really nice. Did you go to the indoor one then? Did you go to the one that the indoor one? Because I think I don't know. I think there's outdoor ones too. I don't know. I mean, the pickleball, it's funny because I was I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but like, you know how the Spirit Halloween stores will just like pop up at like old like furniture stores or whatever, like they'll just pop up out of nowhere. That's what the pickleball courts are doing with like tennis courts now. What used to be tennis court now, pickleball. It's pickleball now. It's taken over. Jade twice. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. Hulk Hogan. R.I.P. there. I mean, anything, and I'm not trying to take away from like somebody passing away and like going to the other side. I mean, that's what I believe. I don't want to take away from like the sadness of it all, but like, and I obviously didn't know Hulk Hogan, celebrity, right? Like I didn't know him personally, but I just want to look at the astrology of it all. I really do. I mean, but looking at charts like that, like celebrity charts and event charts can help you learn. Like, so I just want to learn, but I don't mean to like make that sound like it's not like a sad thing for his like friends and family and stuff. Arch Manning had a really good game yesterday. If you're a Buckeye fan, hey Texas, how you doing? Okay, that's funny because on the radio this morning, they were talking about how he was just mediocre. I didn't watch, so I can't talk about it. But I literally heard this morning that he was just like he's supposed to be like the best Manning ever, apparently. But I heard he was Av. I didn't watch, so I can't comment on it. But that is exciting if you're a Buckeye fan. Yes. Texas, thanks for stopping by. I personally never buy this is our year. For me, it's JJ taking steps going forward, win a playoff game and keep building. That's a successful season. Yes. And that also loops back to the astrology that I was just talking about, Ryan. Yeah, and it's good on you that you don't believe that. Because literally, again, they say that every year. It's every year. Which is okay if that's what the Vikings are going to do. At least, like, as a Vikings fan, we know that. Again, they're never going to go skin and bones, okay? Or, they're never going to not be rowing the oar type of thing, okay? Or seal clapping. We really have to put a stop to that, though, you guys. Again, I think this is my year 3 campaign, grassroots over here, of trying to get the seal clap to stop because it's embarrassing as all hell. Hasn't happened yet. Again, this is a grassroots movement. If you want to join, that's great. We'll use your help. All we're doing here, people, we like the Skol chant. We do. We love it. We like to cheer. We like the song. I know the song. I've sang the song. I have not seal clapped over my head because it is stupid as hell and embarrassing. Mike Zimmer didn't want to do it. Okay, he didn't want to do it. Kevin O'Connell, when he first came on the team, came as head coach for the team, I remember him sit down in like one of his first interviews, He didn't want to do it either. He was hesitant because he knows it's stupid. It's stupid, you guys. No, what other team in the NFL? They all laugh. You wonder why Sean Payton was mocking it? Because it's stupid. It is, you guys. We got to put a stop to it because it is embarrassing. The Vikings themselves embarrass themselves enough half the time. We don't need to help and add to it. Okay? We got to stop. I will drive this into the ground. I will keep going on this. Because we can't deny it, okay? You can't look me in the eye over the camera here, okay? Over virtual internet land. Okay, or if we ever stumble across and cross paths in person, you can't look me in the eye with a straight face and tell me that that is cool. It's cool maybe if you're 3 years old, okay? Oh, too, shout out to my cousin's son, Sutton. He met JJ McCarthy this last week. And Sutton, I got to get Sutton on here. I told him he could come on and talk Vikings. He's another one that like knows more than me. But yeah, he got to meet JJ McCarthy this last week. I think he's 9. So yeah, I think he's 9. But yeah, he's very exciting. So I haven't heard the report from him. But yeah, so we'll maybe have to get a report. But I guess it was really exciting. I think they went to training camp, or I don't know where they were. Or no, I don't know where they were. He got some sort of like wristband wherever he was. Maybe it was the fair. And then he got to meet him. So I'm sure he's like freaking out. Okay, yeah, we read that, Ryan. Thank you. Pluto Latina's pet. What is that? These are interesting comments. Oh, I should put that on my computer. Shoot. Let me try to pull that up. You know what? Let me try to get that on my computer for next stream, okay? I'm going to write that down. I think that was from 2015. But yeah, that was in the parking lot at TCF Stadium. I will find it through my archives and I will put it on my computer and then I'll share it, okay? Next time. Bring back Ragnar, seriously. I'm still for that. And I'm telling you guys, about third or fourth quarter, when Ragnar would go out and dance with the cheerleaders. It was hilarious, okay? I agree. Bring him back. He would not tolerate this stupid clapping over your head. That's when it all started, too. When he left. It was the curse. He left them with the curse. He was like, you don't want to pay me? Like, he was asking, I think, like $20,000 a game or something. Pay him. He is legit a real-life human being, as far as we know, that fully embodies your mascot, a Viking. People. That was a stupid move. And I think they've gone downhill ever since. Damn it. Let's look at the picture. Oh my God. You know what? Actually, it might be on my Twitter. Hold on. I still have my Twitter pulled up here. I think it might be on Twitter. Oh my God. I think it is. Hold on. No. Oh my God. Is it on here? No, I thought it was. Ah, oh, dang it, you guys. There are multiple pictures of me at games, though. Oh, shit. I thought I would be able to find it. Okay. There's me at a game. I think this was... Oh, my God, you guys. I think this was the last game that I went to. And this was... I like this guy, like, eating popcorn behind. Oh, where'd that go? Like, right over here. It's kind of eating popcorn. That was from 2017, and I'm pretty sure that was when the Vikings lost to the Detroit Lions. Pretty sure that was the last game I'm at. I always wear my Randy Moss jersey to games. Yes, it's a starter jersey. Don't judge. And if you want to, go ahead. Here's another one. Oh, this is when I went to a game in Arizona. Teddy Bridgewater was the quarterback. They lost, so that sucks, but I had really good seats. That was fun. That was in 20... Oh, yeah, I got asked to sit down at that game. That's right, because I put hashtag don't ask me to sit down. That's hilarious. Okay. Here's another one. This was the game that I met Ragnar, okay? The picture's just not on here. I think this was the game, though, because I met him in the tailgating lot. So this was when the Vikings were playing at TCF Stadium, or the Gopher Stadium. You can see because it's in maroon and gold. I don't think they call it that anymore. I don't think it's TCF Stadium anymore, but yeah, that was 2014. But that was when I met Ragnar in the parking lot. I think it was at that game. That's all I got. I thought maybe it would be on my Twitter page, but it's not. I thought I had it on there. I was wrong. I was wrong. Maybe it's these other ones, though, that didn't pop up. Man, I forgot those pictures were on there. There's when I auditioned for Survivor, you guys. I'm still waiting. Okay. Hello. I've only auditioned like 3 times. This was the first time I auditioned for Survivor. This was at the Minneapolis Convention Center. That was in 2019. I've auditioned 2 more times since then. Okay. But I'm waiting. So, hello. Okay. Waiting. My hair was long there. It's probably a bunch of dead ends. But I feel like my hair was long there. All right. No pickle and pickleball. Okay, and here's my thing, too. Somebody's going to steal it, but I want to make like a pickle drink. That's equivalent to Gatorade, but it's literally for pickleball, and it's a pickle drink. It is pickle drink. It is pickle juice. That is what it is. I love pickle juice myself. I used to drink it at the Renaissance Festival all the time. We used to drink it during the day. But yeah, pickle drink. Come on. A Sumart? Oh, a Sunmart. Yeah, that's what it was. Sunmart, right? Speaking of the sun, we were talking about the sun. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Sunmart. I knew it used to be some sort of grocery store or something. Yeah, we stopped by at the Taft Wall. We went to see my aunt and parents. Oh, at Eventide. I used to work at Eventide. That one for, I think it was for like a year. I went to MSU Moorhead for a year. Yeah, so I worked at Eventide. My cousin still works at Eventide. Or wait, no, I don't think she does anymore. Yeah. Eventide, that place has changed too so much. Man. Addison was the guy they drafted to replace these, and now they're both on the same team. That's funny. Yeah, hey. Nice. I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means. Teddy Bongwater? I don't know what any of those mean, but okay. He does. Oh, yeah, I was looking up a picture of Ragnar. That's what I was doing. Yeah, he used to come in on his motorcycle. It was Bob. Let's look him up. Yeah, boom. There he is. His real name is Joe? Really? I didn't know this. Here, you guys. Yeah, there he is. I'm sorry. Look at this. Oh, yeah, there he is with the pom-poms, you guys. See? I was telling you, he used to go on the field with his pom-poms. There it is. That third picture. Right here, he's got his pom-poms. Oh, it's hilarious. Yep, there he is on his motorcycle. I'm sorry. Hello. Bring him back. Everybody loves him, right? There's him with Dion. There he is on his motorcycle again. Boom. I'm sorry. Stop the Skol clap. Stop the steel clapping. Again, here he is with his pom-poms. Hilarious. Best part of the game. I wonder if I can find a video of that. Shit. I gotta look that up, you guys, because we're on it. I'm trying to think if I don't think I ever took a video of it. And I think if I did, I don't have it on my phone right now. Dancing with cheerleaders. He was the first Minnesota Vikings male cheerleader. So, hello. Okay, here's a GIF of it, but I can't find a video of it. Somebody's got to have a video of this. Shoot. It's just a bunch of stuff about the backlash, people mad about the male cheerleaders. Ragnar tries out for dance team. Oh, here. Okay. We got to watch an ad. Okay. They labeled this Ragnar tries out for the dance team, but he literally, maybe that was the bit, but it was like, it was every game. Every home game, he would come out there. Oh my God. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh my God, we're missing it. Hold on. I got to get the ad out of the way. Oh, and this is Chicago, Minnesota. Perfect here, people. Perfect. Let's get to it. Oh, I want it to be. All right, there you guys can see it. Okay, let's turn the sound on. Let's make sure it's on. I'll probably get copywritten on this, but I'll just edit it out. We'll enjoy it right now. All right, here we go. But yeah, this is a little snippet of what would happen every game. Again, hilarious.
Well, on the left side of your screen, you have the Vikings cheerleaders, and that's Ragnar the Viking, I guess, trying out for the cheerleaders. Look at those moves.
But he used to dance with them.
That's very similar to how you
I think this is just a fun little segment.
Yeah, I knew you get a shot in there. You know?
Why isn't it longer?
Well, on the left side of your screen, you have the Vikings cheerleaders, and that's Ragnar the Viking.
Hell yeah.
I guess, trying out for the cheerleaders. Look at those moves.
Yeah, look at the moves. Cheerleaders should wear outfits like that. You guys, what are they doing here? Everybody loves it. Shit. I gotta find another video of that. There's gotta be more. That was like a special little thing for the TV segment. It's a bunch of just people being mad about the male cheerleaders. Come on, you guys. There's got to be another one. But yeah, it would be from like 10 years ago. Dang it. Should have tried to look this up. Damn it. There's got to be more. Oh, let me put like 2015. This isn't helping us either. It's just a bunch of fan reaction stuff about the Vikings adding male cheerleaders. I'm going to try one more thing. And then I do have another thing to share with you guys. I want to read this Kevin O'Connell article because he keeps giving the same excuse. Again, my take being regurgitated. Once again, it happens all the time, people. I say stuff on here and then it gets regurgitated elsewhere. What was that? What have I been bitching about? Okay, what about a lot of things, right? What have I been bitching about with Dad, Kevin O'Connell? Well, I gotta do better. Oh, really? We've been hearing that, but yet nothing changes, blah, blah, blah. So then I see an article today that says, Vikings fans are getting tired of hearing the same excuse about the 2025 season. Oh, I haven't even read the article yet, but I wonder what it says. You guys, they're listening. They always do. Dancing with Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders. I'm going to come back to the chat in a second here, you guys. It's still just that one. Oh! Is this it? Hold on. No, this is just the actual cheerleaders with no Ragnar. That's fine, but we need Ragnar to join. Oh, here it is. Ragnar dances at Vikings game 13 years ago. Somebody put it on here. Oh my God. And the subscriber or the channel, you guys, John John Minnesota. Shut up. Isn't that coincidental? Because that's what I call JJ McCarthy, old John John. Little baby cherub, angel baby. That's going to lead the Vikings to the promised land. All right. I got to get the video set up. Oh my God. This person, you can tell this is older too. Okay. Grainy video. They're turning the phone around. I'm going to share. Ryan, I was at one game at TCF. It was a Panthers game and I have never been so cold in my life. Yeah. You had to bundle for sure. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of fun, right? To sit outside. Mm-hmm. Coffee's gone. Yeah, I like his Vikings helmet. Again, the epitome of what a Viking should be, people. I know. Okay, Ryan, I love it. Yes, we're going to do that, even though I think it'll get claimed. But if I can use this one from John John, Minnesota without getting claimed, hell yeah, I am doing that. Or at least, like, yeah, I got to figure. Yes, I love that, Ryan. That is such a good idea. I got to add that. Okay. Celebration video vid equals Ragnar. I love that, Ryan. Thank you. That's such a good idea. All right. Woo! Awesome. I love it. What about Michael Strahan? What about him? He did, literally, because he would go, okay, I'm going to share this video. Okay, DeMarcus Cousins. Okay. Literally. Archangel, too. Yeah. He is the Archangel. That's what the Minnesota Vikings are hoping, okay? And honestly, he literally, JJ McCarthy, no disrespect at all. He literally looks like one of those little cherub angel babies. He does. With like the little blonde wispy hair, you know, the young face, because he's young. He's like early 20s, right? The youth of it all. And yes, he's the team captain. He's the Archangel we've all been waiting for. Telling you, people, we come up with the best nicknames over here. And people, if we start hearing that, if we hear John John, good night, John Boy, I got to find that audio, because that is literally going to be the audio if there's ever a sack or anything like that. Yeah, from the Waltons. Okay. Good night, John Boy. Good night. And if anyone starts referring to him as little angel baby, little baby angel cherub, we will also know where that came from. Okay. Okay. But yeah. All right. Anyway. Okay, Jared Allen, also, we've watched that a couple of times, had the best entrance when he was getting inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor on a frickin' like Clydesdale horse waltzing in. Okay, that was also amazing. All right, I'm gonna share this. Let's watch it quick. Okay, this is one of the, like, from the game. Okay, I think this is from 13 years ago, something like that. Thank you to John John. John John, Minnesota. Okay. This is his video. All right, here we go. And this is the minute long. We get the full version. Here we go. There he goes. He's at the bottom. There he is. Oh, I thought he was going to go out with the cheerleaders. This is a little different. Guys. Okay, he's just dancing with his whole life. But literally, he would do all this on the field. The cheerleader. This is just like a little fun thing. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie. I thought this was him on the field dancing with them. Those Bears fans, look at those kids. Those kids are probably grown-ass adults now. Like, we danced with that guy. Okay, good job. I'm disappointed, though. That's not what I wanted. Damn it. You guys, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to find it, though. But thank you, John John. John John, Minnesota. Maybe that's JJ McCarthy's secret YouTube channel. Maybe that he was one of those kids. Just kidding. I don't even think he was. Man, how old would he have been? I'm going to keep. Oh, my God. Here we go. I think maybe I found one. Okay. I found another one. This is heavy research here, people. Heavy research we got going on here. Get rid of the seal clapping and bring back Ragnar. I am telling you, people, this got to do. Grassroots over here. We got to get it going. Best mascot ever. I gotta find where he had the compound. This is what he would do. He's doing great. I gotta find who is on the cheerleaders. stupid ass, what's his face getting in there? You guys, I'm telling you. Oh, look at this. I stopped it too soon. I stopped it too soon. Hold on. It's still going.
Yellow guys coming around, Johnny.
Yeah, that kid's like, the yellow guy's coming. The yellow creeper guy.
Yellow guys coming around, Johnny.
Let's hear it for the lifetime cheerleader.
Woo! Oh God, I gotta stop sharing. They're gonna yell at me for that. Okay, let me try to. You guys, I'm on a mission and I won't stop until I find where he is legit with the cheerleaders. Here's another one. Oh my God, here's another one. I've hit the gold mine, I think. Damn it, they're making me watch a commercial. Let me come back to the chat. Yes, baby Cherub. When we went to that Panthers game, my parents came up for dinner that night. My feet didn't warm up to. Oh my God, Hell's Kitchen's good though. Man, they have. I don't know if they still do them, but they used to do blueberry ricotta or lemon ricotta pancakes. So good, like one of the best things I've ever eaten. Okay, here's another video of him, but it's just him dancing on his own. This is from the Metrodome Vikings Packers 10/23/2011. Okay, that's just him dancing again. It's still really good. It's really funny, but it's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I see him with pom-poms in this one. Oh my God. Let's see if the Vikings join him or the cheerleaders. Oh, okay, this is it. This is what we needed. Okay, this is what it was, you guys. So I forgot this part of it. So he would grab his pom-poms and yes, he would join the cheerleaders, but it would be on opposite end zones. So the cheerleaders would be doing their dance on the one end zone. Then he would join and start at the same time and try to keep up with them. So that's what it was. Okay, we found it. We found it. We have hit the mother load. All right. Jade, Eagles play Minnesota October 19th, right at Minnesota. I know that's an early one. Yeah, that'll be exciting. Our team's going at it. Oh, cool. They lived in Bill Plain. Right on. I know. So funny. So funny. So funny. Oh, I will. Friendly hello to the star of the show. Yes, Gigi, I will tell her. She is, she's napping on the sofa. She likes to use the armrest as a pillow. It's very cute. But yes, I will definitely tell her. We were at the park for quite a while yesterday, so she got all tuckered out from being at the park. Yeah, so hopefully we'll do something fun later. It's been a little bit of a low-key day today so far, but yeah, I'll give her your best thank you. She's the real star of the show that's rarely on the show. So yeah. Skol Vikings, let's go. Skol, good to see you. We're watching Ragnar right now. All right. Hi, Edward. Thank you. That's nice of you. Appreciate that. Cheers. You heard somebody whistle? That's hilarious. That's our Darnie. That's right. I love that you're just telling us like Vikings names, players' names. We'll take it. I just like, okay. Oh, you know what, you guys too? While I'm getting this ready to share, I watched the movie finally for the first time because I had been hearing that I would love it. Oscar, I don't know if it won an Oscar. I think it was up for an award with my girl Jane Seymour. I love her. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Plus, she's just amazing. I watched the movie Somewhere in Time. I had been told for quite a while that I would really enjoy it because it's about time travel, people. And I've also heard that it's kind of like and you know, from what I've heard about time travel and like read about it or whatever, listened to about it, like it gives an accurate like portrayal of time travel or how to do it. So, yeah, it was pretty good. It's like, I think it's from 1980, the movie, Christopher Reeve, Jane Seymour, Somewhere in Time. It's about an hour, 40 minutes, about an hour, 30. Yeah, I'd give it a watch again. I will say it took a little while. I was like, where's Jane Seymour? Where is she? We got about an hour in before we like met her. But yeah, it's a good movie. And I will say, yeah, like, again, as far as like what I've heard and like, you know, about allegedly being able to time travel, it does give pretty accurate portrayal of what you're supposed to kind of do if you want to do that. So, anywho, all right, here we go. All right. Okay, you guys. So here he is. Like I was saying, here's Ragnar in the end zone, pom-poms, and you can kind of see off in the distance. All the cheerleaders then are at the far end. So then on the big screens, obviously the Jumbotron, they would put Ragnar and then put the cheerleaders. So you could watch him try to keep up with their dance moves. So here we go. This is what I've been looking for. And even the players, you guys, even the players were it's so funny. He's trying to keep up with what the cheerleaders are doing on the other side. Oh, good. Oh my God. Even the players rock them too. Best part of the game. Best part of the game. Drive downhill. Okay, field clapping. You can stop the field clapping. Bring back the okay? And he just he did it for a long time. Woo! There we go. Woo! I love it. This is from Purple Tiger. Sit there and tell me that is not funny. That is funny. Okay. I need to bring mouse back over here. Everybody loves it. And I mean, look, he's not even breaking a sweat. There's no stopping movement. Look at Lily going. That's got to be the one, okay? That's the celebration song. I don't think we're gonna get claimed on that. I'll see after this video does its thing. Then I will get notified if there's a copyright on there. I think I'm gonna get copywritten on the other one because I think it might have had some actual NFL stuff on there. But Ragnar dance. This is, remember when we had to suffer for years of Kirk singing? That's finally over, okay? So I gotta write this down. From Purple Tiger. That's hilarious. He did! I know, it's so funny. He knew the whole routine, for real. Oh, shoot, yeah. And I used to go to... I should ask one of my friends too, because we went to a couple of games together. Otherwise, I would kind of go with a group of people. I'd go with my mom, would be there quite a bit. And again, shout out to my mom, her birthday today. Even if I would say, hey, what's best part of Vikings games back in the day? No, in no time, without even being prompted, she would say Ragnar dancing with cheerleaders. Without even being prompted at all. It was gold, you guys. It was gold. They need to bring it back. They don't copyright camera recordings. Okay, good. I've gotten copyright on stuff where I was actually surprised that I did because it was a recording, but the NFL was in the background of the actual recording. But yeah, fingers crossed. So, but you know what? Even if they do, I can always just edit that part out. So if you don't see it on the live stream, you miss out. So I'm going to have that all looped up, people. So that's going to be the new touchdown, the new Vikings Skol celebration over on the channel during the streams, okay? Because again, it used to be Kirk Cousins singing. And then the da-da, we all still remember the dance moves, okay? Oh, Sophie Cunningham, not sure who that is. I think she's an English actress. I think she's British, right? Okay, so speaking of, I think we finally have to, I don't have to talk about it, but I will. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. Let's read this article here. And again, Vikings fans are tired of hearing the same old excuse. If I had to guess, I wonder what this is going to be about. Okay, I wonder what this is going to be about. I don't like this because the way that it's looking, it's like I'm not looking at it on the screen, but that's okay. All right. Let me get my mouse back over here. This is from the Viking Age. Okay. I wonder what this excuse is going to be. Let's see. There's Dad, Kevin O'Connell. Again, shout out to who came up with that name, you guys? I always have to give him credit. It was somebody from across the pond that came up with Kevin O'Connell on this channel. And now I'm completely blanking on who came up with the name. He'll be back in the chat at some point. James. I think it's James. Shout out to James that came up with Kevin O'Connell. All right. Because it's so good. It's so good. Kevin O'Connell. Let's coddle him some more, okay? My God. And now you got a little angel baby. Get ready to change the diapers, okay? All right. What's the whole point of this article here? Blah, blah, blah. What's the same excuse? The simple reason for it. Questions about McCarthy. All right. Blah, blah, blah. When will people learn to stop doubting the Minnesota Vikings? Oh, I think I could be considered in that category. When they start winning and they prove that they can actually do something? How about that? Okay. Vikings fans, we get it. McCarthy is unproven and hasn't taken a single snap in the NFL. Yeah, like everybody's been blathering on about. No one really knows what they have in the second-year quarterback out of Michigan. Just remember this. McCarthy is literally loaded with weapons all around him. He's got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. No, he doesn't. Not right now. When he comes back from his suspension. Not to mention that he now has Adam Thielen after the Vikings made a trade with the Carolina Panthers. Not to mention also TJ Hawkinson that's not written in this article. Oh, how about that running game? Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. All right, yeah. What's the point of this article, though? One last piece of the puzzle. Okay, what is it? Head coach Kevin O'Connell. What is it? The job he has done over the years in developing good quarterbacks, such as Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins, among others, has been great to watch. Okay, here's another issue that I have. Kevin O'Connell, a.k.a. quarterback whisperer. Okay, Robert Redford, what the F have you done? Quarterback whisperer? No. Kirk Cousins was an established quarterback long before Kevin O'Connell ever came around. What the F are people talking about there? No, absolutely not. They just found Kevin O'Connell because they were stuck with Kirk Cousins. They knew that they were stuck with Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins and his agent, probably the best in the league, bamboozled the team multiple times to where the Vikings were stuck with Pizza Ranch Boy. So it was all around Pizza Ranch Boy. So Pizza Ranch Boy and Mike Zimmer did not get along from day one because Mike Zimmer saw the writing on the wall before it ever happened. Okay, that it's not going to work with Kirk Cousins coming here. He said it at the very beginning. He predicted his own demise. Okay, but did anybody listen to Mike Zimmer? No. He's only the head coach of the team. Let's put everything in the fucking Pizza Ranch fucking buffet basket. That's really going to work out, isn't it? No, it didn't, and it never was going to work. So what did they have to do? They had to go out and find a coach that was going to be able to coddle Kirk Cousins because the Vikings were stuck with him. That's the reality, people. If we really want to get down and dirty with it here, that's actually what was going on. Okay. Literally. Because why was our backup quarterback Sean Mannion, aka the backup, service quarterback, like a service animal, for Kirk Cousins to be like a support quarterback. He was the backup support quarterback for Kirk Cousins because Kirk didn't want somebody that was legit good because we had to make sure Kirk was comfortable. So what did they go out and do? The Vikings got a coach that was going to be able to coddle Kirk Cousins' ass. That's what it was. twisted this whole thing, this whole narrative to say, oh, well, isn't Kevin O'Connell this quarterback whisperer? No, he's no Robert Redford. And if you don't get the reference, Robert Redford played the horse whisperer, okay? So that's where that comes from. But no. And also, Sam Darnold was an established quarterback too. He just had never gotten an opportunity, okay? So there's a lot of pressure on old Robert Redford here this year, okay? So we shall see what he does with our little cherub angel baby, okay? We shall see. But let's not get it twisted here, people. I've always lived in the realistic realm when it comes to this team. If you want to join me, come on over. It's great. We want the Vikings to win. We do. But we need to see it to believe it, okay? That's it. Now, I didn't know that I was going to go off the deep end there on that on that sentence. But like, we're not dumb. Okay, people? We're not dumb. We're not. Some people like to, don't like to live in the realistic realm when it involves the Minnesota Vikings. That's fine. That's fine. But if you want to join, come on over. Excuse me. All right. Here we go. Let's continue. Even if people out there have zero belief in McCarthy, they believe he has the offense around him to get the job done. Who is they? Who is they? Who is they? Who are they? I hope for Vikings fans is that the hope for Vikings fans is that these conversations will be silenced with a convincing win over the Chicago Bears in week 1. Well, I won't argue that. Is that it? Is that the end of this? Okay, that was like nothing. I made more out of that article than it actually was, but hey, that's the point here. So, all right, I will say again, a lot of pressure is on Robert Redford here, okay? So you get to your horse whispering, okay? You get to your whispering, okay? And then we'll see. And then we shall see. Then we shall see. Now, with old Kevin O'Connell, he is a Gemini. His sun sign is in Gemini. So who he is at his core, he's a trickster, okay? Geminis are tricksters. They are. And it doesn't have to be bad. But there's two sides to Gemini. They're the twins. Mike Zimmer, also Gemini. Justin Jefferson, also Gemini. Okay, so there's two sides to Kevin O'Connell. So I believe, again, I don't know Kevin O'Connell's entire birth chart. I am just solely talking about him being a sun in Gemini, okay? And he is a head coach, right? Which is very fitting, right? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is our communication planet. He is probably a great communicator. And with the two sides to Gemini, he can probably communicate with the young, with the old, young players, veteran players, whatever. He is probably a very, very good communicator, right? But again, with the Geminis, there's two sides. So I think that a lot of what we see with Kevin O'Connell, my opinion, he is projecting to us what he wants us to see, okay? I do think that there is another side to him that we never see at all, okay? At all. And it's kind of funny because he's like the stark opposite kind of contrast of Mike Zimmer, right? And they're both Gemini too. Mike Zimmer, Gemini. Again, Sun and Gemini, who they are at their core. But if you think about it, Mike Zimmer, kind of tough and gruff, gritty coach, like, yelling at the cloud type, where Kevin O'Connell, oh, does your diaper need a change? Oh, do you have your favorite toy? Do you need your stuffy? Okay, we'll get it for you. Okay. So anyway, we shall see. But I just find it a little sus, okay? It's like, don't pee on us and tell us it's raining. Don't. Okay, some people are maybe into that, but, yeah, he was actually good. Okay, back to Ragnar here, people. Yes, he knew the whole routine. Okay, we're back here. I did see those. WNBA, okay. The excuse will be, we need to get better. Exactly. It'll be, I need to do better. Go watch The Horse Whisperer. Robert Redford didn't say that. Okay? And we can just compare them. Okay? Because I will. Okay. Kevin O'Connell, you're the quarterback whisperer, right? So you got your little angel baby cherub angel baby. And old John John there. Okay. Got that. Right? Couple of nice guys. Okay. This is a dad and his son. All right. Then, if you look at Robert Redford in The Horse Whisperer, trying to tame a wild horse there, people. Okay? Horses are absolutely amazing. They can do a lot of destruction, though, can't they? Right? I mean, shit, speaking of Christopher Reeve earlier, because I watched Somewhere in Time yesterday. I mean, R.I.P. And that accident he had? Shit. Not a horse, right? So, let's compare here. I feel like Kevin O'Connell should probably take a page out of the Horse Whisperer's book, okay, and apply that, okay? Because you are kind of trying to tame a little bit of a wild beast, but not really. But I will say, between the two, I think Robert Redford had the harder job, okay, trying to tame the horse than the quarterback. All right. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. That was James, I think. James O'Brien, I think. So shout out to James that originally came up with Kevin O'Connell on the stream probably like 2 years ago. So, Ryan, Mahomes was the 10th overall pick in 2017, but didn't start until 2018. Look at him now. That's a good comparison. I didn't know that. What's good comparison? Did he have an injury, though, Ryan? Did he actually play any NFL games? No. Did he have an injury, though? But I like the comparison. I didn't know about that, so we'll take it. He can. This is true. Now I feel like you're just putting stuff in here just for me to say it. Like, words are spells here, people. I don't really know what kind of spell you're casting there. Spielman was to blame for bringing Kirk and his... Exactly. Spielman and ownership. Rick was part of the problem, okay? The Three Stooges, they all needed to go, okay? Did they listen to me? No. Who was it again? It was Spielman. It was Spielman, Kirk, and Zimmer, wasn't it? The Three Stooges, weren't they? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I think that's what I ended up labeling them. Wasn't that how it was? Yeah. Yeah. It was just stupid. It was just so freaking dumb. I knew it wasn't going to work from day one. And if you don't believe me, go back to like my first video I ever posted on this channel. That's how this channel originated, actually, was because of my disdain for that signing. So, I will give credit there. So if it wasn't for that, I would have never posted that video or whatever. Wouldn't be here. But yeah, he was definitely to blame. But then it was the Vikings. They got bamboozled. I said it. They got bamboozled. And that because Zimmer to be fired since, of course, he would have... Yeah, exactly. He was the fall guy for it. He was. And he knew that at the very beginning. I mean, Zimmer knew that. And I know at one point in time on the stream, we had showed the picture when they signed Kirk Cousins, when they were all at the podium there, all standing there, where you could just tell Zimmer was like not happy about it. You could read the body language. That was one thing with Mike Zimmer too. I mean, he did not, he didn't like you. He wasn't, you were going to know. Okay. No poker face there for Zim. But, yeah, I do think Zim was, I don't think Zim gets the credit that he deserves because of all that. And Kirk's a wheeler and dealer. He is. Him and his agent, wheeler and dealer, like, don't make him think that, I mean, look at what he has been able to get for nothing. And a majority of that was from the Vikings. We had to sit here year after year. And shit, now I'm still talking about it. But, again, we digress. I don't know. Sauce Gardner and all those things. No, he didn't have an injury, but played the last... Okay. But I didn't know that, though. I didn't know that he was also drafted 10th. And that he played second year. So that's good. I didn't know that. That's a cool comparison. But yeah, at least he got he got an actual game in. But yes, there is the potential about that. Man, I would love to find out. Maybe I should just try to reach out to like JJ McCarthy myself and be like, hey, listen, can I have like your birth time just so I can look at your astrology to see if you're a sun in Capricorn or an Aquarius? But yeah, the Three Stooges. And it pained me to say that, but it's like they had trouble. It should have been all of them at the same time, like curtain call for all three of them. Okay, you can't just get rid of one. It's just that was such a shit show mess, and it was just what just made me so irritated as a fan was like it's like I could see the movie already, the end of the movie. I already could see it. Like that nothing was going to happen up from it. Like you could see. I mean, just as a like how could the and maybe the thing is they didn't get bamboozled, but like in turn Vikings fans got bamboozled for years and years and years. So maybe it wasn't like leadership so much that got bamboozled, cuz what do they care? They're in it for the money. They don't freaking care, right? They don't freaking care. They don't. They want to make money. Okay, they do. If they actually cared about going all the way, they would do the actual steps necessary, maybe go bare bones and really rebuild the ship if you're thinking about it. But ownership does not want to do that. So for Vikings fans, our best hope at this point, year in and year out, is that they do some tinker tailoring, soldiering, spying with the roster that they have, because they are never going to scrap it all away and try to start from scratch and build their way up. They're just not going to do that. They always want to be talked about. They don't want to be put in that category of like, oh, they're trash and terrible. They don't want to do that. They don't. Those whiteout games and shit, don't buy into it. Don't. They're just trying to sell you more merch. Anyway, but yeah, the Three Stooges. They should have, I mean, it did pain me, but like at the end, I mean, really at the end there, like the Zimmer, I think the thing was, and I've said this before, like when they signed Kirk on, because Zimmer, it has come out that Mike Zimmer did not want that to happen. Or he, had said, he had been very vocal about, I don't think that's a good idea to invest all of this money in the quarterback, or, not exactly word for word there, whatever. But to that effect, like it has come out that he did not fully support that decision. So for Mike Zimmer being the head coach of the Vikings, when they went and did it anyway, I think to him, he had felt absolutely beyond slighted, okay? Even though, of course, he knows it's a business. But when you're the head coach of a team and they pretty much just completely don't listen to a damn thing that you say, that would be like right now if Kevin O'Connell said something like that and like Kwesi and company didn't listen and just went and did whatever they wanted. There would be a fucking uproar. There would. You guys all know that there would be. But back then, Mike didn't want to do it. We don't have to listen to it. He's the freaking head coach of the team. So I think ever since then, he was like, I see how they actually feel about me. Yeah, they're going to let me coach the team and they'll give me enough rope to do maybe this and this. But at the end of the day, they're never going to go with my opinion and they're never going to trust what I have to say. So for Mike Zimmer, he was like, I'll stay here and I'll coach. I'll do what I have to do because I'm in this. But he knew in the back of his mind that that's how they felt about him. Imagine if that was you at your job. Right? You're in this high power position to where you're supposed to be working in tandem with other people and they're supposed to take you, at least, what you say, and think about it a little bit, but nope, we're actually not going to listen to you at all. So then why the hell am I here? Right? I think that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. It is. It is. I think so too. Yeah. If I had to guess, I think so too. Yeah. Zimmer knows salary cap, knows more about it than Rick. Yeah. Okay, again, I know. I'm not sure what we're getting at here, but yes. So anyway, but now, last thing here. Let me get it ready, and then I'm gonna pop off because it's almost noon. I'm going to play pickleball in a little while. In a couple hours here. Okay, can I just open this? Now this is really stupid. Okay, let's close this. The one thing that I don't even really want to click on, but we'll talk about it just because it was in the news, and now I'm having to click on it a bunch of times. Can I just click on it here? Can we just open this up? No, that's okay. I don't know why this isn't opening up right now. Okay, wait a minute. I don't want to be giving somebody clicks that I don't really care about, but all right, here we go. All right. So I don't know if you guys heard, okay? I don't know if you guys heard the news, but I don't know if you guys heard, okay, that there's a couple people that got engaged, I guess. Okay, engaged. The timing of it all is rather auspicious for them. It's a little suspicious for us. Like, interesting. You announced this engagement. Oh, weird. Right before the season starts. Right after announcement of an album. Oh, okay. Okay. And then right after this announcement comes out that Travis Kelce's now getting a clothing line or something with American Eagle. Oh, weird. Him and his brother have been doing that podcast for, I don't know, quite a while now. But then she suddenly appears on it. All of a sudden. But why? Oh, that's right. Album coming out. That's right. Why didn't you come on before that? It's just all just like, you know. You know. And then the caption, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. Well, if that isn't tugging at the heartstrings of America and nostalgia, I don't know what else is. I mean, people. And like, really? I mean, the garden is amazing. Okay, the flowers and stuff, that's all great, right? Very nice. Very nice. But I mean, really? I've talked about them a little bit. I mean, I feel like this is a post from two people that are in a relationship for, I mean, marketing purposes and publicity. And I think that they are placed in this photo exactly how they think that, you know, when they've seen other people announce their engagement. I just, you know, and I didn't listen to the podcast or anything when she was on it. But, you know, what I see here, this is not natural body language to me. And I even kind of thought it was a little like when she went up and like kissed him after they won the big game. Just the way that, again, that it was like, it was awkward. It wasn't like natural to me. I'm like, you guys are both in entertainment and you're both acting as like, you know, what you think that you should be as in this like, you know, straight heterosexual, you know, athlete celebrity relationship. Does that make sense? I just don't think it's natural. I think that they're acting how that they think that they should be because I don't really think it's real. I don't. I don't. There's probably some natural chemistry there. Sure, right? But I think this relationship, in my opinion, all started from a publicity standpoint. Like, how can let me scratch your back and I'll scratch yours type of thing? So, and again, it just seems a little too perfect for me. A little too like, oh, we have to put our noses together and I have to make sure that my hands are on your face and you have to make sure that your hands are at my waist right here because this is how couples really act and kiss. Because I don't think they're a real couple. So I think it's all staged. I really do. You know, if they are real or whatever. And again, I'm sure there's some natural chemistry there when they're like, okay, Travis, we got the call. It's cool. We're going to go with it. You know, Taylor Swift confirmed it. This will be a good match, right? You know, so I'm sure there's probably been some macking out. Sure, really. Yeah. But again, I don't know. It's not natural. It just is just too perfect. And like, okay, even at the Super Bowl kiss, it was like, She had to make sure, I'm sure they practiced it multiple times. Like, I'm going to make sure to have my arm right here. And then it just like did not look natural to me, like at all. Like, I know that you're going to have the shoulder pads on. I'm sure they practiced that kiss. It's just, yeah. And could there be worse things in the world going on? Sure. Are there? Yes, for sure. Yes. And I also am a believer, in my opinion, that this is all a distraction, right? From who knows what. I mean, a lot of things are. The NFL in general, sports in general, the entertainment, movies, all of the stuff. Politics, in my opinion. Distraction. What's really going on behind the scenes? I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. It's all speculative. Spitting on my keyboard. But, again, just my opinion. What's the truth? I don't know. But here's another interesting thing. And again, the hand. I mean, I know a lot of people do the engagement announcements like that, so that's fine. But, yeah. I have to make sure to cup your head just like this. And I mean, I haven't even studied these for that long. It took me, and I think this is the most normal of them all, I don't think it'll let me zoom in. But yeah, I think that's kind of the most normal one. The other one's just, it just looks a little too, and the timing of everything. And, I did on my tarot channel, I did a reading on them like a year ago. I don't know if they still have them, but if they do, this was back when, like, before I went vegan or whatever. So I've been vegan for like 6 years. This was probably like 8 years ago, something like that. I mean, I love lemon stuff, lemon anything. My gosh, they were so good. So good. Just like melt in your mouth. Yummy. So yeah, if they're still there, I would heavily suggest. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, definitely a situationship. Again, I'm sure there's like some natural attraction there, because when I did the tarot reading on the two of them, I did look up some of their astrology, and there is some stuff, just astrologically speaking, that would support like a relationship. I can't remember. I don't have that notebook. I have my tarot notebook. My astrology notebook is actually in the living room, but there was some just like natural compatibility there. I think he's a sun in Libra. She's a sun in Sagittarius. So there's sun signs. You can look at somebody else's sun and moon. The one thing that she's a Cancer moon and he's a Libra sun. So right there, that's a square. So there's tension there. There is energy there. But, and I feel like maybe we can even kind of see glimpses of that, like where he's, maybe just done some things where she's maybe, I don't know, like a little embarrassed or something. Because the moon in Cancer, it's very powerful. We were talking about the moon rules the sign of Cancer. Very, she's known as like the mother, right? Or that's that whole kind of mothering thing. Maybe started with her, how the kids say that or whatever. She's a moon in Cancer. That does fit that. And I was actually going to look this up, though. You cannot tell me that she is not a witch. And, and that's not a bad thing, in my opinion. Her favorite number is 13. The number 13 is associated with the divine feminine. That's why way back when, I should pull up the actual stuff, because I'm probably going to do a little bit of a word salad. There used to be 13 months. That was taken away because it was about women empowerment and the cycles of women. And that's why now Friday the 13th, Friday is ruled by Venus. Venus is associated with women. 13 is associated with the divine feminine. And years ago, they tried to switch that narrative to make it, Friday the 13th is bad luck. When no, it's not. It's actually just because of the divine feminine. They don't want to give women power. Okay. And all of this stuff, the numerology of it all too. And she said that's a witch. It is. Okay. She's a singer. They say words. That's spell casting. It is. Okay. So all of this stuff, she 100% has an astrologer. 1,000%. 1,000. So I actually pulled up the chart of the announcement of their engagement. It was on Tuesday, the 26th. That, and, you know, and I don't know exactly the time that it was officially announced, okay? But I thought it was a little suspicious to announce it on a Tuesday. Tuesday is ruled by Mars, okay? Mars is the lesser malefic planet. Mars is associated with men, but I just felt like that was a little bit of an odd time on a Tuesday to announce an engagement on a Mars day. Like if I was an astrologer, I would say like on a Friday, on a Thursday or a Friday. Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. Venus rules Fridays. So I don't know the exact time that this was announced. Okay. But in my tarot reading for them, I think it was last year, or was it 2 years ago? I did get kind of that, in the reading and just kind of looking at their astrology and just kind of like intuitively, and then just everything else with like the publicity of it all. I did say that I did think that they would get engaged at one point in time, and that they wouldn't make it all the way to the altar. I should go back and rewatch that, but I haven't posted on that channel in many, many months, but it's Tarot with Jade. If you guys are interested and you want to go check it out. So I'm just trying to think like what else. It was either last year, it was 2 years ago. But I did it around this time too, because that's kind of when they got together, was like 2 years ago, I think in August. And I think they got together actually there was a Venus-Jupiter square, I think is what it was 2 years ago. Venus, the planet of love. Jupiter can bring blessings oftentimes. It's associated with good luck a lot of the time. Jupiter is big. It's big. So there was one astrologer, his name is Patrick, I forget his last name. It starts with an A, but I'm not taking credit for this because he was the first one that I heard say something about this. But he actually predicted, because of the Venus-Jupiter square, that there would be, it's Patrick's, I'm sorry to this Patrick. It's Patrick, and I think his last name starts with an A. I follow him on Twitter, so I actually could go look at this. But he actually predicted that there would be some sort of, grand, potentially celebrity coupling of some sort because of the Venus-Jupiter square. And he predicted it before and said the time that it would happen because of that square. And sure enough, that is when they debuted their relationship. So he really called that one. So they're also saying, the papers are also saying that, these two, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, announced their engagement on the 26th of August, but allegedly there's reports that they got engaged like 2 weeks prior, supposedly. That would make more sense because earlier we had, a couple weeks ago, I can't remember the exact date, but Venus, the planet of love, and Jupiter, the planet of blessings, were conjunct. They were together in the sky about 2 weeks ago, which is extremely potent, extremely powerful, extremely fertile energy. I would have in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter feels great in the sign of Cancer. That's also Taylor Swift's moon sign, the mother, feminine energy, again, associated with witchy energy here, people. Okay. So that probably does make sense and does check out because of the Venus and Jupiter conjunction. And if I was somebody, astrologer during that time, I would have heavily suggested engagement. If you want to get married, that would have been a great time to get married. Trying to have a kid, that would have been a very, very good time for that. Okay. So I do kind of believe that could be potentially true, or because she uses an astrologer and she is a witch herself, that is what they were telling people. Okay. Because of the Venus and Jupiter conjunction. Like, oh, we actually got engaged 2 weeks ago. So they could just be like telling people that too because of the astrology of it all and not actually be really, really engaged for real. That's kind of what I believe is that's what they're telling people, because this is the chart for noon Kansas City, Missouri time, August 26th. Okay. Yeah, it does. Yes, very much so. And again, why didn't you go on the podcast before that? Why'd you have to wait until your album's coming out, right? Why'd you have to wait until right before football season? Why'd you have to wait right before he was debuting this clothing line with American Eagle? I mean, all right. You guys get it. Are they getting married the day of the... Oh my God, shut up. What? I don't know about that. I don't think... Me, myself, personally, I don't think they would plan for that because they don't want to compete with that. I heard there's rumors and rumblings that she will be performing, allegedly, at the big game this year. Which, if you think about it, how can they top what they've already done? They've already, Kansas City already won a Super Bowl since they've been together. Now, this is probably going to be Travis Kelce's last year. Also would just align. He is trying to set himself up after football, which, hey, dude, whatever. You do what you want to do here. He is clearly wants to be in entertainment. He seems to be good at it, right? Like, he's like what Gronk wanted to be. I think Travis Kelce's got a little bit more, right? And now, especially since he's coupled up with Taylor Swift, that just amplifies things. Where, like, Gronk didn't have that, right? I mean, he was kind of the original tight end. I mean, not really original, but really kind of made, trying to do the show business thing. I mean, that's clearly what Travis Kelce is trying to do, what he is doing. I'm sure this could be his last year. So what would top it even more from what they've already done? That would be her performing there and his team winning. They are engaged only for a potential wedding to follow. I mean, come on. All right. This is definitely kayfabe and wrestling between the two. What is that? Why don't I know that? Why don't I get that? Football version of kayfabe. What is that? What is kayfabe? Why don't I know what that is? I'm sorry, Ryan. Basically, a storyline they're following. Yeah, totally. Yep. I give them 2 years tops, they divorce. You never know. If they make it to the altar, yeah. And I am a believer, in my opinion, and they are not the only couple by any means to do this. In my opinion, there has been paper signed. They already came up with the deal, I'm sure, before they even got together or said that they were together. I'm sure that there was years involved. I'm sure that there was stipulations involved. Potentially, okay, marriage, and then she'll have 1 or 2 kids, and then it'll be done. I mean, it's allegedly, in my opinion, it's been happening all over the board, all over the place, and allegedly, supposedly, Travis Kelce's manager has a reputation for getting his clients in public relationships that will benefit them. I can't remember the examples that I heard that his manager has done for other clients that Travis Kelce's manager has done. But I mean, yeah. So this is what I find a little odd about their announcement, the day of their announcement was, again, it was on a Tuesday. And I'm not exactly sure if Taylor Swift's real birth chart information is out there anywhere. I honestly would probably have to believe it's not available because they don't want astrologers and other people knowing. I don't think her real birth chart is out there with like an actual time. So there's a chart I just found that has her as a Capricorn rising with a birth time of 8:36, December 13th, 1989. Okay. And if that is the case, then she's having her Jupiter return. That's when Jupiter, the greater benefic planet, returns to where it was when you were born. And it can oftentimes be associated with blessings, with good things. If she is a Capricorn rising, then the ruler of her partner would be ruled by the moon, because her 7th house would be occupied by the sign of Cancer. So we got all this Cancer energy going on right now. So maybe she's a Capricorn rising. So then she would be ruled by Saturn. Saturn would be her chart ruler. And she has Saturn in Capricorn, which is a dominant placement. And if she is a Capricorn rising too, if this is true, Capricorn, again, being ruled by Saturn, it can take a while. And a lot of times Capricorn, their like life doesn't really happen until like mid to late 30s. Things will start moving. It'll take Capricorn a while to get there, because it's the slow climb. So oftentimes Capricorn can have delayed success, or, wherever you have Saturn in your birth chart, you can kind of feel maybe a little bit delay there. Like you might not, be seeing benefits or rewards, or there might be challenges in the house that Saturn is for you, wherever you have Saturn in your birth chart. But so that could be true, I guess. And if she was born at 8:39 in the morning, she would be a day chart, which then Jupiter, out of the 2 benefic planets, Jupiter would be her best planet. So the fact that she's having her Jupiter return, and Venus and Jupiter were conjunct in Cancer, very near her natal Jupiter, in her 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So she very well could be a Capricorn rising. And, Capricorn rising people can be, very serious too. And like they're ruled by Saturn, the great karmic teacher, and it's funny. She talked about them being teachers, right? Your 2 favorite teachers are getting engaged. So that could check out. But I was wondering if she was maybe like a Scorpio rising or like an Aries rising, because Mars, which rules those 2 signs, rules Tuesday. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. But it's also interesting, if she was born during the day, then her kind of most challenging planet would actually be Mars, because Mars is the more challenging planet between Saturn, the greater benefic, and Mars is the lesser benefic. If you're born during the daytime, Mars is going to be a little bit more challenging for you than Saturn, because Mars is a nighttime. Mars is a nocturnal planet. Saturn is diurnal. And that's flipped for people born at nighttime. If you're born at nighttime, Mars is not going to be as mean to you as Saturn potentially could be. And on the flip side, Venus is going to be more loving to you than Jupiter, because Venus is nocturnal and Jupiter is diurnal. So it's also interesting to me that they made this announcement on Mars Day, and the moon, which in like worldly astrology rules the people. Okay. So they made this announcement, and I just put the time at noon, Kansas City. I don't know exactly the time that they announced this, but the moon was conjunct right on top of Mars. So kind of interesting that the moon being on top of the malefic planet, on the malefic planet's day, Mars is in the sign of Libra, and Mars is in detriment in Libra, does not feel comfortable there. And the moon, which rules the people, in Libra does rule partnerships, relationships. They had the announcement when Mars and the moon were right on top of each other, so that, and it was square. The moon and Mars were square. That's tension, Jupiter. So it did explode, didn't it? This like announcement, the moon to the world, okay, with Mars there's ambition, energy, drive. It's going to get spread out all over the place. And then you got Jupiter coming in, just amplifying it. So I could see that, but I don't know, the Mars of it all just kind of, and Mars can be a meanie. Again, it's a malefic planet. And another thing that I just found a little, interesting, is that Venus, the planet that rules women, love, harmony, is opposing this thick red line, opposing Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth. But if you think about it, the announcement, I mean, whoa, that really, it made a scene, didn't it? But it's just like, especially like, I don't know, you would want like Venus and the moon in good harmony. You would want Venus and Mars in good harmony. I don't know. So I just thought it was a little, a little suspicious, I guess. But the one thing too, that I think that they did wait for Venus to go into Leo is because Venus, the planet of love, is now on Tuesday, when they announced this, had just moved into Leo, the sign of entertainment, of flash, dramatics, all things. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And Venus is, or was, still kind of is, in very good communication with Saturn, her ruling planet, if she's a Capricorn rising. And Venus trining Saturn is like love for the long term, okay? Because Saturn can be longevity. However, Saturn is retrograde. So if she is a Capricorn rising, her ruling planet, when all of this is going on, is retrograde. So when planets are retrograde, it's a good time to rethink and reevaluate things. But when Saturn starts moving forward again, it's like, oh, this is how things are. I maybe thought they were a different way, but this is like the reality of the situation. So I was kind of talking about that a little bit earlier too with JJ McCarthy too. So I don't know, the Venus and the Pluto opposition kind of, I don't know, we'll see what happens, leads me to believe that yes, this was a big announcement, everybody's excited, but potentially down the line issues for like crumbling, for like death and destruction. And I could potentially see it as like, oh, don't make it to the altar. And then what has she got in turn after that? A whole nother album coming out of that, which would then maybe garner a whole nother tour. And then for him, his star is already completely amplified by that. So it's a win-win for them both, even though they might potentially break up and not make it to the altar. And that would also probably make a lot of people sad, right? The moon squaring Jupiter, the moon ruling the people next to Mars, malefic planet, squaring Jupiter. Just saying, I could potentially see this happening down the line. All the planets in our galaxy put together wouldn't equal the size of Jupiter. Isn't that crazy? That's wild. Jade Twice, I don't know, man. She got booed at the Super Bowl. I don't think the halftime show would be a good idea. But have people gotten over that now, though? Have people gotten over that? Right? We got to remember people. They kind of dip. They dip their toes in a little bit here. Okay? And like after this announcement, his jersey sales completely spiked, right? I don't know. I think they need a little bit time for people to get used to the fact of her being there. This is all, I think, part of the plan. I think this was all part of the plan. I mean, it's just kind of lining up. Like, how could it not be? And the name that I heard that was potentially going to do the big game before her name got thrown in the mix was actually Jay-Z. And Jay-Z's got some affiliation with not so good somebody that's currently behind bars here. So, and she's never played the big game before. Fans are already used to seeing her at the games. Just saying, people. Just saying. I mean, maybe. Jaded Joyrider, hi. Do you know anything about gematria? I do not. No, what is that? Is that What's that city that used to be? I think that starts with a T though. That's now like underground. Let me look that up. Maybe I know about it, but I just don't. I don't think I do. I don't even know how to say that. Oh, is this like numerology? Is this similar to numerology? Gematria calculator, am I saying that right? No, I'm not used to that. I am not familiar with that. Okay, yes, I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it, but I didn't know that's what it was. But no, I would be into it though. I should write this down. In numerology, gematria, is it like geometry? I would assume like similar to that. Is the practice of assigning a numerical value to a name, word, or phrase. Oh, okay. I mean, I know of that, but I didn't know that that's like the actual name for it. Okay. By reading it as a number, or sometimes by using an alphanumeric cipher. So this has to do with like sigils too, and symbols, it looks like. The letters of the alphabet involved have standard numerical values. I have used that before. Definitely. Like I've used that on the channel before where I've pulled up the alphabet, the numbered alphabet. I have used that. But a word can yield several values if a cipher is used. Interesting. Okay, cool. Interesting. So is it basically just adding up the letters of the word, like the numbers of the letters, like giving a 1? I mean, I've done that with like my own name. You can do that with your own name and your birthday too. But yeah, I guess I didn't know that was the name for it. But yes, like the actual like giving numerical values to letters and to words. Yes, I have done that. I am familiar with it. I didn't know like that's what it was, but the symbols and stuff like that, or the ciphers, I don't know anything about that. That's very cool though. I'm definitely going to have to read up on this more. Thanks for bringing that up. Cool. I mean, because again, what do? We learn how to spell, right? Words are spells. Everything, it's all intention too, right? I mean, yeah. That's just what it is. Words are spells. I mean, I have to remember that too myself. Like, if you say, "Oh man, I'm so stupid," or whatever, it's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what you're going to get." Right? You're basically putting a spell on yourself that you're stupid. So, you guys, we can't be doing that. I am smart. I am amazing. All of those things. Right? That's cool. I also like your name. It's the ancient practice of coding letters and numbers. Very good. I should have just... Oh, I like your dog picture there too. Yeah, cool. It's a calculator. I've never... Yeah, I see it here. It came up and I see pictures of it. That's cool. I'm going to look more into it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've done like I didn't post this, but I used like numerology. I used like astrology and numerology to figure out the Kentucky Derby winner 2 years ago. I think it's 2 years ago. It was Mage that won the Kentucky Derby. Yeah, that was 2023. Yeah, so the horse that won, and I didn't post this, but this was my first time trying to figure out like the winner of the Kentucky Derby, for example, instead of like two teams going at it. So what I did was I added the letters of Mage, the horse's name, together. And then it was like the letters of the horse corresponded with the number and the color of the jockey's jersey. And also the jockey, if I can remember correctly, it's in my notes somewhere. The jockey is a Scorpio, and there was just either a full moon or a new moon in Scorpio. And I'm pretty sure the letters in Mage, I can't remember what they add up to. I couldn't do it right now, but it coincided. Everything just linked together. And again, I didn't post this, but I texted a couple of people and I was talking to my mom's significant other at the time. And I was like, if I have to pick a winner, I would pick Mage and I used a combination of astrology and numerology to come to that conclusion. And sure as shit, that horse ended up winning. But it was a lot of things that I had to like combine to come to that conclusion. But, oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, I mean, the symbolism, the colors, it's everywhere, all the time. everywhere. And I guess too, like, they came out with like some sort of like study or something that like, if you want to like start a page or like, I don't know, something where you want it like a business, you want it to be successful. If you use GOO, if you use that in the start of your name, I can't remember what like aligns with, but it will be successful. And the two examples that I can think of straight off of the top are obviously Google, and then there's Goop. So, and I think there's a couple more examples, but yeah, it's everywhere. And I mean, once you notice all of those things and you just are like, it's everywhere all the time. And I mean, just the announcement, and I think Taylor Swift's album, I think, isn't it coming out on October 3rd? If you put 10 for October and 3 together, what do you get? 13. That's her favorite number. Again, associated with the divine feminine. So, anyhow. Yeah, Mr. Mojo Rising. Man, I used to have that poster of Jim Morrison in my room. The Rolling Stone, photo of him. Yeah, Mr. Mojo Rising, the same letter spelled Jim Morrison. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the Lizard King, right? And if we think about the Lizard King, right, now we're really going beyond here, right? If you think about like reptilians and lizard people, Jim Morrison was a Sagittarius too. And who else is a Sagittarius? Taylor Swift. She's a sun in Sagittarius. Jim Morrison was the Lizard King. Taylor Swift is often associated with a serpent. People, come on. Come on now. We got to dig a little deeper, right? But yeah, I mean, that's cool if you think about it. Again, Jim Morrison, Sagittarius, sun and Sag. And he talks about that in one of the recordings for Roadhouse Blues. I don't remember where it was, but he's talking to the crowd in the song, in the cut of the song. And he talks about, I'm a Sagittarius, the most philosophical of all the signs. But then he says, I don't believe in it, and then he says something about like, I just want to have like a good time and rock and roll party, whatever. And he's like, making those noises that he used to make. Right, too. So, anyway, yeah. All right. Well, you guys, it's 12:30. It's been fun. Yeah, I think that's all I got today. Just looking at my notes. Okay, 13 associated with the divine feminine, which, and then 2, I had in my notes, like, again, no offense, because she's obviously a very powerful person. Very powerful. Very, very powerful, right? And I don't feel one way or another about it. Like, okay, I like the witch aspect. I like the numerology. I think that's very cool. Obviously, utilizing it to the umpth degree there. So, okay. And there's a whole other theory of her supposedly being a clone of the guy that was in charge of like the daughter of the guy that was in charge of the House of Satan or whatever it was. I forget his name, but he has a daughter, and she's still around. I forget what her name is, but the daughter and Taylor Swift, when younger, they looked identical. So there's that whole thing too. I mean, there's all sorts of rabbit holes and stuff like that. But yeah, I had Taylor Swift is not a good actress, which shows she's acting how she thinks like a woman in this traditional relationship should be. We already went over that. Posting it for like the clout and, and I had, again, we kind of went over this too, but how it's like not natural. And it kind of reminded me, like seeing like the still shots from the interview when she went on the podcast, it kind of reminded me of Harry and Meghan. Speaking of Prince Harry earlier today, it kind of reminded me of like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle when they sat down with Oprah and she just like kept rubbing his hand. And like, it was just so like, this is how we need to be. It just like wasn't natural to me. It just wasn't. And I don't really think that relationship is completely real either. But hey, And we went over this already. Everything aligned with the NFL and the album. And then I talked about the tarot card reading. And again, I mean, I really don't care either which way, but it's just kind of like it's everywhere. But whatever. You don't have to engage with it. You can't avoid it. You don't have to like go on Instagram. You don't have to go on the computer. You can go out in nature and put your hand on a tree, right? So, but I put at the end, I go, they're tryhards and we're tired. They're tryhards and we're tired, okay? He says I'm the lizard king. I can do anything. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Jim Morrison. I've looked at his birth chart before too. Very fascinating. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. No. Okay, everybody. All right. I've been going for 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 21 seconds. It's been fun. It's been a good Skol Sunday, and then we veered off too. I really appreciate everybody hanging out, being here. My plan is to start the NFL real season streaming on Monday. I'm going to do a planetary pregame, do the astrology predictions for all the Vikings games. And then, of course, I will most likely do the Lynx have secured home field advantage for the playoffs, or go Lynx. Probably be doing a couple Lynx games once they get into the playoffs here. And then, the plan is streaming for every Vikings game. And if you want to join, I'll do the planetary pregame before the game where I do my chart prediction, and then we'll watch along and see what happens. So hopefully I'll see everybody next Monday, maybe before that. But I had fun today. So thanks again, everybody, for joining. Always good to talk to you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday or whatever day it is when you happen to be watching this. But really appreciate it, everybody. Until next time, take care. Be cool, stay safe, all the things, all right? And again, happy birthday to my mom. So thanks, Archangel. I'll see you next Monday. Don't forget the picture of you and Ragnar. I did write it down, okay? I wrote it down, so you will have to give me shit if I forget, but I'm going to do my best not to forget, okay? So